This is the XFX Swift Radeon RX 9070 GRE Triple Fan Gaming Edition. Hello, fellow gamers. I hope you are having a great day today. My name is Brent Justice, and welcome to the FPS Review. I've got a new video card to explore with you today. As I mentioned, this is from XFX. This is the new Radeon RX 9070 GRE Triple Fan Gaming Edition. I say new because really the Radeon RX 9070 GRE is not brand new. In fact, it is or was a China exclusive that was launched a year ago in May of 2025. What's new now is that as of June 1st at Computex 2026, AMD announced this would now have global availability. US and other markets are now going to have access to the Radeon RX 9070 GRE. The MSRP set is $549. So I want to explore with you today this new XFX video card. It was sampled by AMD. We have a full review of it on our website at the fpsreview.com. We have 13 games benchmark, 1440p resolution, native resolution, as well as upscaling performance and ray tracing as well. That was a very, very good review. I definitely suggest reading that. There will be a link in the description for all of the benchmark results. Today, we are simply going to look at this card physically and go over all of its features and what makes this video card, well, itself. So let's do all that, but before we dive into specifically this video card, I do want to go over with you the Radeon RX 9070 GRE specifications a little bit so that we can learn what that GPU is all about. So I will put all this on the screen as well, but the 9070 GRE is based on the RDNA 4 architecture. That is the Navi 48 GPU die, which is actually the same die as the RX 9070. It is a cut down variant, also with a cut down memory bus and capacity. So this sits closer to the Radeon RX 9070 than it does the 9060 XT. That means it has 48 compute units versus 56 on the 9070. It has a boost clock of up to 2790 megahertz. That is actually faster than 2520 megahertz that is set on the 9070. That makes up just a little bit there, but it does have less compute units. The memory bus is really cut down, however. This is cut down to a 192-bit memory bus from 256-bit, which means AMD had to go with 12 gigabytes of VRAM capacity based on the GDDR6 modules that this is using. So it does have a 12 gigabyte capacity versus 16 gig on the 9070, and of course there's a 16 gigabyte variant of the 9060 XT, but that is of course based on a 128-bit bus. This is 192-bit, and the 9070 is 256-bit. So because of that, the memory runs at 18 gigabits, and that gives us 432 gigabytes a second of bandwidth. So those are the main specifications of the 9070 GRE. But now let's talk specifically about this video card from XFX. This is in XFX Swift line of video cards. This is XFX's entry-level or mainstream line. It's denoted by clean and simple design, maximizing airflow, and it has good overall cooling, but a no-frills overall design language. And you can see that with the sleek black that it has all around. There's also no RGB or no LED on this video card. It is stealth, basically, but it has nice swooping lines. It's got this swooped back end here that kind of swoops out, almost spoiler-esque on it, but that gives it a very fast looking design. As it's in your computer, it kind of looks like it wants to move, it wants to go somewhere. So today we have specifically the RX 97 GRE 29B7 model. That's the model we are looking at. This one is a black themed design. Now XFX also has a white themed version of that, but it will incur a $10 to $20 price premium for that color scheme. But there is a white version of this, and that's it. Both versions are clocked at the reference AMD clock speed. They do not have a factory overclock. And that means they also run at the same TDP of total board power of the 9070 GRE, and that is 220 watts. So that's what you can expect. So let's take a look now at the sizing of this video card, because this is a heavy video card. It is very bulky, I would say, but in a sturdy and robust kind of way. But it is heavy. There is heft to it, but let's measure it. I've got the measurements in front of me already, and I will just show you on the ruler here as well. It does come to 11.5 inches long. So it is actually, according to XFX's website, 11.85 inches long. And if we go from the I/O shield directly to the back here, yes, it is right here at the end. I'm getting 11.5. They say 11.85. So give it a little bit of room there. 12 inches, you should be fine. But make sure you've got that space there for this video card, because it is pretty much close to a foot long video card. Now, in terms of width, this sucker is wide. It is thick. The specifications, there is the sizing there. The specific specifications say it is 2.32 inches in height. I should say height, not width, 2.32 inches in height. So that's what I am seeing here as well. And that means this is technically a 3.5 slot video card. So you do need the room. In height here, it is very large, but it is also wide as well. As I was saying, this actually comes out to be almost 5 inches in width there. So this is a wide video card as well. So length, width, height, make sure you have the space for it. It does have all that. Now for display outputs, try to get that there. There we go. We have in the display output category 3 DisplayPort 2.1 and 1 HDMI 2.1. So 3 DisplayPort, 1 HDMI. In terms of power connectors, though, well, that's simple. It has standard 8-pin, 2 standard 8-pin PCI Express power connectors. So no problem with power there. Again, a 220 watt total board power, and XFX does recommend a 650 watt PSU for this particular video card. Now, specifications, I mentioned this is running at the AMD reference spec. That is, the boost clock is up to 2790 megahertz on this video card. 12 gigabytes GDDR6. We mentioned all of that already. PCI Express 5.0 by 16. So this does have full bandwidth to PCIe 5.0 by 16. Good news, if you exceed that 12 gigabyte VRAM buffer, you do have full bandwidth on the PCI Express at least, so it won't be as bad an experience as, say, a by 8 card would be. So at least it has that. So that's nice. And now we can talk about the cooling on this video card. As you can see, it is a triple fan, 3-fan configuration. This uses XFX Ghost Thermal 3.0 cooling. This is their 4th iteration of this cooling. So what we have on the heatsink here, and it is quite a big heatsink, it has nickel-plated copper cold plate, a large heatsink, 6mm heat pipes. So you can actually see the heat pipes here. 1, 2, 3, 4 heat pipes coming there. And then there are, of course, coiled heat pipes in the front as well that are coiling around there. It's hard to see inside, but I'm seeing at least three, maybe 4. So it has got plenty of heat pipes for the cooling there. It has 3 large double ball bearing fans. These are the fans here. They do have a ring around the outer edge of the fan blades. So there's a ring around that. Also, we have a full metal backplate. This is quite sturdy. It is absolutely metal. So that is solid there. We do have air pass through. So the PCB only comes to right here, and then the rest here is all heatsink, and air can freely flow through. And especially since you have 3 fans, this fan here literally is blowing completely through that heatsink, and the other 2 are blowing here. The air will exhaust on the sides. There's no end air where it will come out the back of the case. It's all going to be on the top part of the video card, and it's going to be on the bottom part of the video card. That's where your air will exhaust, and some could come out the back as well. But that is where your air will exhaust, pretty much coming out the top here. So make sure you design that appropriately. Also, it does have a dual BIOS. This video card has a BIOS switch. Now, by default, that doesn't do anything. They're kind of the same BIOS on both positions at the moment, but it does have that capability, so you can do what you need with that. Also, again, no RGB, no LEDs. These are just painted on logos here. So it is a stealth video card. It doesn't light up. 2 standard PCIe connectors, and they make it very easy to get to the clips on the back. There's an indentation in the heatsink in the back plate here, so it allows you to reach in there and disconnect those easily. The back plate actually comes out to here, but it does not connect with the front shroud, so it's not one solid piece in terms of, you know, all encompassing. It is 2 separate pieces of a plastic shroud and a metal back plate there, but that should make getting to the fans easy if you need to service those. And as for the back plate, there is space in between the PCB and the back plate. I'm seeing there is space in between there, so there could be a little bit of a trapped heat there if you did not have good cooling or good airflow in your case. Some trapped heat could get there behind that, so just be aware of that. But this does not run extremely hot, this GPU, so really should not be a problem. Again, I think the cooling is very good on this video card. It's a very solid build, absolutely. But that's pretty much the video card. I just wanted to show it off to you today, give you a look at it. If you are perhaps interested in the 9070 GRE, this is XFX Triple Fan Gaming Edition option of that. Again, there's a black version here. There's a white version for a little bit higher of a premium, but this black version is available at $549. That is the standard reference MSRP for 9070 GRE. So this is an MSRP video card. So that is good to see on this one. I do suggest checking out our review for all of our benchmarks and our thoughts and summary on the 9070 GRE overall. I'll just give you a little bit of a spoiler here in this video. We do think that the 9070 GRE is a better value compared to a 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte based on current online retail pricing today. Based on the actual price you could buy a 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte, this is in that same price range and would be a better value over that based on our performance value. Look at our benchmarks. This does really well over a 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte. You'll be surprised. So in that comparison and in that state of mind of a performance comparison in that same price range, 9070 GRE is certainly a better performance gaming value. There are, of course, other factors to consider, but that is a considering factor. So read our review for that full summary, and you will see all of that. As for how this video card itself performed, there was not a lot of overclocking potential, unfortunately, with it. We could not overclock it as much. That's more of a power limit with the video card, probably in place by AMD, but more of a power limit there. So not much overclocking headroom, unfortunately. Cooling was good. However, this particular model, we did note it had a rather high hot spot temperature that we detected in our testing. So you'll want to check out the review and look for that. The other temperatures were fine. It was just the hot spot temperature. But it should run fine normally. Otherwise, we did not encounter any issues with it. There was no throttling. It performed really well in the benchmark. So please definitely check out our review, and hopefully this video will be helpful to you if you are interested in a 9070 GRE and wanted to know what this XFX model was all about. Hopefully that helps you make a better buying decision. So that's it, everyone. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you have a very blessed day. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.